It was a crisp autumn afternoon when a small group of friends and I decided to pay a visit to our local IKEA store. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the sprawling parking lot. Little did we know that this seemingly mundane outing would lead us to a place that defied the ordinary, a place that still sends shivers down my spine when I think about it. As we strolled through the meticulously designed showrooms and navigated the labyrinthine aisles, something peculiar caught our attention. An unassuming door tucked away in a far corner, marked with a sign that read, "Employees Only." Most shoppers would have passed it by without a second thought, but curiosity got the better of us. With a shared glance and a sense of adventure, we pushed the door open, half expecting to find a storage room filled with unassembled furniture. But what we found was far from ordinary. Instead, we stepped into a dimly lit corridor that seemed to stretch on endlessly. The overhead fluorescent lights flickered ominously, casting eerie, shifting shadows on the walls. Venturing further down this mysterious corridor, the air grew colder, and the familiar scent of Swedish meatballs and furniture polish gave way to a musty, earthy aroma. It was as if we had entered another realm entirely. And that's when we stumbled upon it. A shop that stood in stark contrast to the clean, modern aesthetic of IKEA. Its sign, etched in an unsettling font, simply read, "The Obscura Emporium." Inside, an oppressive atmosphere hung heavy in the air, and it clung to us like a damp, clammy cloak. Shelves lined with peculiar and macabre objects stretched out before us, their contents seemingly frozen in time. Taxidermy creatures with glassy, unblinking eyes stared at us from unnatural poses, their presence unsettling. Ancient books bound in decaying leather seemed to whisper secrets to those brave enough to open their pages filled with incomprehensible symbols and unsettling illustrations. Jars filled with unsettling specimens, such as pickled eyeballs and unnaturally preserved hearts, lined the shelves, their contents seemingly pulsating with malevolent energy. But the most unsettling attraction of all was a locked cabinet, rumored to contain cursed artifacts of untold power. It was said that anyone who gazed upon the contents risked losing their sanity. The stories about this place had circulated in hushed tones among the town's residents, and we couldn't resist the urge to unlock the cabinet and peer inside. As we did, a suffocating sense of dread washed over us, threatening to consume our very souls. The objects within seemed to pulse with malevolence, each one more unsettling than the last. A cracked mirror reflected distorted versions of ourselves, revealing twisted, nightmarish visages that bore no resemblance to reality. A doll with hollow, staring eyes seemed to follow our every move, its porcelain skin cold to the touch. And a tarnished silver key throbbed with an otherworldly power, its mere presence sending shivers down our spines. Our fear escalated as shadows writhed and hissed, taking form and shape around us. Unearthly whispers filled the air, their words unintelligible, yet undeniably sinister. The temperature plummeted, and the air grew heavy with an unnatural stillness. Panic set in, and we made a frantic dash for the exit. But not all of us made it out. One by one, my friends disappeared into the shadows, their terrified screams echoing through the IKEA store, each one fading into an eerie silence that chilled me to the bone. Those of us who remained never spoke of that day again, and the peculiar door to the Obscura Emporium remained sealed, hidden from the eyes of ordinary shoppers. So, the next time you find yourself in an IKEA store, remember that even in the most familiar and ordinary places, the extraordinary and the unsettling may lurk just around the corner. This was a chilling experience that serves as a constant reminder that sometimes curiosity can lead us to places we were never meant to explore, and the consequences can be far more terrifying than we could ever imagine.